Hello.
Hello, Chanel. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Hi, Andrea. Thank you so much for doing this with me. And I'm
Oh,
Sheila, fashion editor for Paranoia magazine. And maybe we can start you can start introducing yourself to our readers. They're really keen to know about you.
I don't hear you so good. Sorry. Can you repeat? Because
Can
I
you hear
don't.
me?
Yeah, not so good, but yes. Can.
Okay. So can you start by introducing yourself? Our readers are really keen to know about you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I'm Andrea Grossi. I'm a Italian fashion designer of 25 years old. I graduated kind of 3 years ago from Polimoda, and now I'm working for a big company in Italy. At the same time, trying to launch my own brand and my own project. There is more something about expression, about talk about myself. For the moment, I don't want to construct a real business and sell garments, but it's something
Yeah.
more near to express myself. Yes, and for the moment, this is Andrea Grossi as a project.
Okay, perfect. I like the introduction. So let's talk about your project, Welcome to Deutschland. I'm
Yeah.
really interested to know, what was the starting point and everything.
Yeah, sure. Starting point of Welcome to Deusland was in my last year of school. I read three books that really opened my mind. It's a trilogy of book of Yuval Noah Harari. He talked about past, present, and future in a really, for me, open, mindful way. So I started a journey of three collection. Welcome to Deusland Season 1 was my first collection in school in my last year, and it's something that is between past and future. It's something that takes something from the past and try to keep it in our present and discuss about the value that we have, that value that are continually changing. So I like to take something of the past and make it look like modern, make it look in the how was in the our time. So is what I made for my first collection, and then I continue the project with the season 2 that I made in 2020 for the festival of the year. In that part I talk more about the future, so I have more future vibes, this idea of how would be the future of our society, of our fabric, of ourselves, and try to imagine how can be the new made in Italy, so mixing the futuristic stuff with the craftsmanship, with the know-how of the Italian industry. So that was the concept of the second collection.
I really love, your whole concept of merging the craftsmanship with innovation. It's so unique. And at the same time, you are doing really good with Made in Italy. So that's because since, I was there in Italy, I studied in Italy, so I know how important it is and how rich of culture it brings in a designer. So, yeah. And so I read that, you have been a lot around manga, anime, and video games, and you love creating characters, which is quite evident in your work. So do you think, childhood admirations can be a huge part of a creative process for a designer and artist in general?
Yeah, for sure. It is a huge important part because it's really talk about myself. It was my background. I grew up drawing manga and think about how I want to, become a character of that manga. So this really was my first passion about the design, the idea of create. And now also it's really important for me because I think not only me, but a lot of people, a lot of young guys grow up like this, in this also kind of virtual world, because you have manga, you have video game, especially I was alone as a child, and I like to talk to some people like me and to have this connection between some values, some I think innovative idea of our society, progressive idea, but talk to people that have the same background. This is something that I really love. So also my way of expression is really contaminated from what I see when I was a child, and it's really my way of expression. You can see in the toile de jus that I draw also when I draw it and then I watch, and I understand all the line, all the form was really like a manga. So it's something that is inside me, and it's supernatural for me.
Right, like it's really part of your creative approach, like when you're looking for inspirations and everything.
Yeah. Also, I'm really passionate today to manga and video game, and I read a lot of manga. I watch anime and I play. So it's something that it's really one of my biggest passion. Also reading, and yeah, it's my imaginary world that I want to express.
And also, like on that note, you recently collaborated with Lil NAS for a BET award. Like, tell us about the experience. Like, it's really amazing.
Was really great experience, but you have to know, I work with an Parisian agency, so a lot of important people come to me to take something, but in the end, maybe from 10 people that ask something, maybe in the end, not all the situation will be finalized. So I was really happy about Lil NAS, but I don't know if you really will wear this outfit during the BIT. But in the end, I understand she was really, really, first of all, a real artist and a real good person. She's informed about who was the designer, and also his stylist was really, really kind, and was a beautiful experience. Really, yeah. In that moment for me today, Lil NAS is a really important part in the music, in the expression of the value also of the music, and I was really passionate about to have the same vision, of also of kind of aesthetic, kind of contrast. So
that's something like you look forward to when you like collaborate with designer or like artists. So that's like your concept should
also
have.
Exactly. Also on the show, I put that outfit on a black man, and it was also gay at the show, so it was a gay black man.
It was an iconic moment.
Also, and we have the same vision, or the same kind of aesthetic, and the same kind of value that he expressed every day, which is work. So I was really happy to share this moment with Lil NAS.
With this collaboration, like you got this global platform as a designer, like coming from an international background. So like, how you want to use this platform to amplify your design or your whole idea in the industry?
This is the point of my work, because at the moment for me it's really difficult not to construct a real collection, start a real business. So I'm really focused on create like sort of platform which is on social, on press, but it's something that I want to improve, because it's a platform where I can show, when I can express myself in a really free way. I can do whatever I want. I don't have to like respect a sort of business of sort of calendar. So I don't have timing. So it's really free, and something that I really love, and I want to improve. And for the next year, I want to continue like that, doing my stuff and try to share with more people as possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, like, I love about fashion, like there are no foundations, you're free to express and take your ideations into reality. So it's like really good. And about your like last collection for the season 2 of Welcome to Deutschland, like you did this impressive contrast between the ethical fashion with innovation. So can you like walk us through like, your whole experimentation through the leather industry, upcycling?
The starting point was like I study in Italy and in Tuscany, which is like the house of the leather, in the world. And also is the world, the place that there is a lot of little big and little company which has a big know-how that I learned during the year. So but I know that today leather and denim are the two most impact fabric that we have in our industry. So I start to think, how can I work with this fabric to have, but in a more sustainable way? I know it's something really difficult, but I decided to start with this project, to collaborate with I think one of the best factory in Umbria that have this big know-how, but at the same time to start to research for the alternative fiber, to the alternative way to work. And yeah, it was a really nice nice journey. And I also continue to research and developing, for example, in this now I'm working with this big fab company. We are developing a recycled leather, completely recycled leather. And we have put the license on Europe and America for this fabric. So yeah, I think it's really important for young designers to search for the innovation, because you know, you can decide to don't use leather, but you have only a hole in the market, no? So it's important to like study and try to innovate and continue to use and improve that fabric. So yeah, it was really nice to.
Yeah, I mean, that's like really interesting to see the shift, like, you know, through this past pandemic, like, you know, the designers approaching towards more sustainable way of designing, or like, you know, with the fabrics and everything. And that's something like I think our industry far needed this. So yeah, and let's talk about, like, you know, I personally feel you have this whole strong ideologies which you work towards. Like the one which I read about, like your contrast between Nazism and standards, like it's really strong concept. And I know like you got this inspiration from this book you were reading, and of course, but like, do you think, like, you know, for young designers who are like entering the industry, it's really important for them to, like, you know, have this strong, bold expressionism to stand out in this ever competing industry?
Yeah, it's kind of true, but at the same time, I think, you know, with this a lot of competition is that point that burn a good idea. So I think today all the young designers have sort of mission, no, sort of goal to understand how we can transform this industry in something sustainable, because today we have a lot of problem on our society, and the first point of the list there is how we can continue to do this work in a sustainable way. So the competition in a way is something that really can create the best idea. I know it's something bad and something good, but yeah, I think we can work together at the same time, continue to do what we love, what we want, but in a sustainable way. And for this reason, I think young designers today are a really important part of the process. Because yes, we need idea, we need innovation.
So how do you think, like, you know, the young designers who want to enter this industry, like, you know, what should they approach as, or like how they should approach? Because of course it's not like a really easy industry to get into. So like one advice you want to
No, it's super difficult. It's super difficult. It's something that every day is super fast, and every day someone come out, and every day you have to do something new. But at the same time, idea is not only like to design something new. It's also idea how can it be sustainable for myself, for my brand. How many collection I need to do, how I need to sell, how I need to connecting with my consumer. So yeah, I think the fact is that the design it's really important, but at the same time, important part are really how you construct your project. It's not only the design, but also how you grow up. And
like it's a process.
This is really important. It's a really important point today. How you sell, how you represent yourself, what socially you use. It's every part now is part of the design. It's like design the project, and I think it's successful for the future.
Right. Like be authentic and be ready to take the risk.
And find your way to do it. This is the important point, no?
For sure.
Today we have a lot of possibility. We are not. You can have a showroom, you can have a shop, you can sell by yourself. It's super easy way. So you have to understand how is your way and improve, believe in yourself, and continue to push what is your idea, what is your vision. So I think this is the most successful formula to continue.
Sure. Okay, and lastly, like, you know, what's the future for Andrea Grossi? Like, where do you see your brand in like 3 to 4 years?
No, it's difficult to know, but yeah. First of all, I want to transform this project in a real brand, not, you know, to have my own company, because today, of course, I'm and at the end, I continue to do stuff what I love, but trying to remain free, free of time of business, but continue to express myself. So this is the project. I want to grow up and to work with more people as possible, to have the big audience as possible, and continue to express the value that I have and that I believe in.
Yeah, that's important. Like, is there any new project you're working on or something? Or like, are you planning to do a collection soon?
Yeah. I'm planning to have the season 3. You know, as I said before, the Welcome to Deusland was started like was a trilogy. So I have season 1, season 2, and now I'm working season 3. You know, it's kind of difficult because you know, you have in this moment I'm also working for a big company, so I'm trying to to find a way to do it. But of course, the next step is to have a new collection, and then we will see what happens. But
well, fingers crossed. Well, thank you so much. Like, it was really short, but we had like a good conversation. So
also I think.
Thank you so much, Andrea, for doing this with us, and have a good day.